Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the podcast. I am Michael Petro, your host, and we are supported by Proper Designworks. For all your custom clothing and embroidery needs, head to Proper Designworks today. There's two reasons why I go to them. If I need to place a big order or a small, more custom-sized order, and we'll get to that. But the big order stuff is what I want to talk about. If you're a business, if you're a charity, if you're an organization, a hobby club, somebody who likes to buy 10 to 15 t-shirts of the same kind at the same time, like me, I implore you to go check out the guys at Proper Designworks. They're wizards with needles and thread and sewing machines and stitching and patches and hats and hoodies and t-shirts and everything you can think of for branded clothing. They can handle. Toques, because it's October and it's getting cold out, right? Want to keep that dome warm. But the cool thing is they play outside the box of your normal branded clothing. Okay, it's not your cookie cutter stuff. You get to create it, you get to play with it, and statistically speaking, I read a thing that it's cheaper to advertise on a t-shirt than it is to put an ad on Google, right? So there's that too. And then if you're looking for some more custom orders, some custom clothing, if you will, they'll make custom clothing. Why should I keep talking? Bespoke tailored pair of jeans, a new dress shirt to go with that suit that's been hanging in the closet forever, a skirt or some weird funky top, or a hoodie with a bunch of weird patches and zippers and things out of place. These are just some of the things that I've thought of and I know that they have made in the past. And if you're looking to outfit your closet with something new, something funky, something that's now going to be their saying. I'm pretty sure of it. Go check them out on Instagram at Proper Designworks on Instagram. And then when you're ready to place your first order, it is info@properdesignworks.com. We're also supported by Bodegoes restaurant in the Exchange, in the Winnipeg Exchange District. 211 Bannatyne to be specific. I love supporting local eateries. These are friends of mine. And it's a crazy time right now with COVID and everything and trying to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. And they're taking a big hit. So if you're going to go out for a bite to eat, don't go to a corporate chain. There's nothing wrong with them. Just go to somebody who needs your support right now, okay? And Bodegoes is one of those places. I refer to them as a global food eatery. Their menu is from all different tiny pockets of the world: stir fries, pitas, flatbread pizzas, soups, salads, fish and chips. So many different things that are authentically made based on the culture that they come from, which is super cool. And it's healthy and it's fresh and it's Manitoba owned. So go to www.bodegoes.com and place an order with them for pickup. Go down there, say hello to Nick. Tell him we sent you. You heard about it on the Real Debaters. And you can go there and dine in too, right? You got till 10 o'clock at night. So that's awesome. For Winnipeg, everybody who might not have heard of this yet, 10 o'clock is when restaurants stop serving booze, which usually traditionally means less fun. But go to a restaurant before 10 and support them, right? www.bodegoes.com. This week on the show, let's get through some housekeeping first. We bought some new gear. I am now recording on the Zoom L8. It is designed for podcasters. So if you're thinking about podcasting and you've got some money to burn, COVID, well, who has money to burn? But if you're looking for a really good investment, the Zoom L8, they did not pay me to say this. This is just me excited to play with a brand new board. It comes with a new way to talk to people on the phone, which has something to do with today's episode. I tried my hardest to get Martin to sound better. I'm just giving you a warning here before you get into it. Did the best I could. It's the last time he's going to sound like that because now he sounds like he's in my head with this new tech we got. So that will change. So we got the new board. We have moved to Podiant. You probably won't even notice anything, but our new website's going to be coming up with all of our stuff there. So shout out to Podiant for making that super easy to do, from moving from one podcast hoster to another. It was 24 hours of ease. So if you're looking to start a podcast and you want to host somewhere, Podiant is the place to host right now. Owned by a podcaster. I can't remember his name, but he knows what we all go through. So there's that. So we got the new board. We got the new move with Podiant. Just follow us on social media. It'll all be there and make sense. The show this week, a debate. We decided to recast The Hobbit with any 4 characters from any movie. Had to be top of the line. None of these free guy in the background, or the Carpenter number 2. It had to be 4 people who were known, and we argued why these 4 people could do exactly what the Hobbits did without the Hobbits' perseverance or their skill or their know-how or their giant hairy feet. Rob Strachan, Martin Navarro, Jimmy Jimmy Skinner and myself in the living room this week, having a blast with the hobbits from Hobbitville. J.R.R. Tolkien would be turning over in his grave. That's it. That's all. I'm super excited to go into this new adventure with Potty and this new board and make things sound better for you guys. So I promise this is the last, like I said, this is the last episode where you got to put up with Martin barely coming in or clipping out or echoing. From the bottom of my heart, I wanted to make this happen. And to whoever listens to us, we really appreciate it. We're getting to see people in San Jose and Fairfield and different places in California we didn't even know people were listening. So we're going to start paying attention to that more too and being better podcasters for you. Anyways, I'll cue the reel and you enjoy the show. Oh, shit. One more thing. October 12th, we're going to be at the Park Theater for Cult Movie Night number 4. That would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So if you see us in the corner talking with some funky, funny masks on, come over and say hello. We'll make it super safe. We'll make it super clean. If you want to express your ideas on the show, that's the place to do it. Anyways, back to that fucking reel. I'll cue it now. Bye-bye. You know what?
Not like an accent, but maybe like radio voice myself up.
I think that's a great idea, but I think if you're going to do that, you should turn the microphone around so we can hear it. Because right now you're talking to the wrong side.
That's what I thought. I'm like, Rob is coming in a little shy.
Fuzz.
Yeah.
Give the fuzz a lift.
The loudest guy in the room is coming in the quietest today. There you go. Take your fuzz off. That's perfect. Lick it because it's not plugged into an electrical outlet. Pinch it gently. Spin the microphone towards your face until the label...
I am not comfortable.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. That's perfect.
Michael, how come you never play Warzone with me? Oh, that's... Never mind.
I don't have... Warzone... Wait, you have Xbox, Jimmy?
No, I have PS4, but it's cross-platform.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'll play Warzone with you.
All right.
Is that cross-platform?
Not yet, but they're thinking about doing it this fall. Yeah. So that's I know.
Oh shit! All right.
I think he'd make a good Gibraltar. Not because of his size, but I mean, I think he'd be a good shield.
Yeah, that's just the natural Michael.
Cross-platform game console is kind of like the bi-curious porno of gaming consoles, right?
I just want to play with my friends.
Yeah, that's what I say.
That's the analogy
Yeah.
that you just put together was that cross-platform gaming is the bisexual child of
bi-curious.
Bi-curious.
Well, PC players have such an advantage. It's not really fair.
Why is that?
Well, it's just point, click, shoot, and for us, we got to use joysticks, and it's more.
But there's joy.
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, you also have superior. Typically, with a PC, you've got better gaming hardware.
It's just meant for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
More accuracy with a mouse, for sure.
It's because I have G-Sync
I just know that
with my NVIDIA graphics card.
I just know that when I get clipped by I'm like I can tell when somebody is on a PC.
Was that by the Moyle?
Because they just...
No, not by the mile. Clipped. Get your mind out of my pants.
He wore pants.
I wore pants for you today. No shorts. There's no slippage for you, Rob. It's
There's no
everything.
snake coming out of the cave.
That's right.
No, nothing's coming out. I don't. PC gaming. Sorry. So I can tell when someone clips me and they're on a PC versus when they're on a.
Because every shot lands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like remorphs, like when you.
It makes it so much less fun, but you got to do it.
Why though? Why do we have to let the PCers play on the same platform as the
Because all my friends play on PC, and I wouldn't be able to play without them, and they usually just do all the heavy lifting. So
okay, all right, fair enough.
And because Ninja is the greatest video game player in the world.
Is this going to be your radio voice?
But no, that's like kind of like, it's because back in AM radio, because they would sometimes they would talk like this, like kind of like Quagmire. It was
Yeah.
it was I think it had to do with the mic technology, so they had to talk that way or enunciate that way, so the mic would pick it up better when they would rebroadcast it.
I like that.
Oh,
I got that from a Seth MacFarlane interview, actually. So that's not my own anecdote.
It was lost in the latency. Okay.
Lost in the latency? Yeah, the latency of AM radio.
AM radio in what, the 30s? That's not our topic.
You know, I love that the guy that invented radio, his name is Marconi. That's a fucking badass name.
It's just like the mononym, like Oprah or Cher.
No, that was his last name.
Oh,
Mark Coney?
yeah, Mark Coney.
Marconi. Last name Marconi. I believe he was Italian.
First name Greatest. Can we start the show?
Yeah, let's I couldn't think of a better time. Okay, let me bring up the list here.
What are we talking about again today?
Well, there's a couple of things nothing. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just sit
Just
here.
ramble.
How about radio? I want to talk about AM radio.
You want to? Yeah.
Let's talk about the best movies that center around AM radio.
I don't.
There was that one with the I forget what his name was, but he was like in a garage and it was like it was on the AM radio and there was some sort of signal. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, Frequency.
Frequency.
Frequency, yeah.
Yeah, he's like talking back in the future, back in time and shit.
What was the one with Cuba
That's
Gooding?
Dennis Quaid in that, isn't it?
That is Dennis Quaid in that one, where he's talking to his younger self or his older self or whatever. What's the one with Cuba Gooding Jr. Radio?
That's just literally called radio. Yeah.
Oh, is that the one where he like?
I don't know if that's centered
it's
around
like-
AM radio.
Yeah, I think that
it's
one's
about football.
I think it's about football and a mentally disabled boy, and didn't he like carry a radio around him, kind of like a flavor
and he becomes like the
clock?
team manager / mascot.
It's a coming of age tale, not about AM radio.
It's not in any way about radio. It's just,
Sports movie.
It's a what movie, Marty?
Sports movie.
Yeah, it's totally.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's totally a sports movie for
it's
sure.
coming of age, sports. It's just a nice
Hero's
film.
Journey. let's throw every.
It's funny
sport
how
in.
after that movie you never heard about Cuba Gooding Jr. ever again.
Not yeah. Oh, he
No,
did.
he was in Iron Man, wasn't he? No,
No.
that's
No,
not
he
him.
wasn't.
No.
That's Terrence Howard.
That's Terrence Howard.
Come on,
Damn
Jimmy.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not proud.
You know, I can't quote the movie, but there's a movie called Tropic Thunder, and somebody has some very, very choice words. Never go full.
Yeah.
And Cuba Gooding Jr. maybe went.
yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
radio.
Poor radio. Any other AM radio movies that we can talk? I don't think there's. Yeah.
I just don't know if
The
I want to keep
genres-
digging this grave
No,
for myself.
no. You know what? Let's step out of this one.
Well,
and
can we
step
move to
into-
FM radio?
No. Let's just get off fucking radio altogether.
We're kind of radio.
I want to start with and maybe
This is new age radio
yeah.
we're okay. I get what you guys are saying.
without the zodiac.
Yes. All right. Fair enough. It's online
Like
radio.
without the astrology, because I feel like new
real
age is
I thought
Zodiac
you were talking
killer.
about the Zodiac Killer.
The real Zodiac
radio.
killer was every
The
AM
Zodiac-
radio host. Yeah.
Jimmy, you'd mentioned something off show before we started. That it was a great thing to talk about. I posted it on the Instagram the other day. Did you hear why Rick Morranis got punched?
I heard it was just a random act of violence, and I'm not happy about it, Michael.
Why aren't you happy about it, Jimmy?
Because who hits Rick Morranis? That's not okay.
He's got glasses.
the gatekeeper.
He does have glasses.
He's just the nicest human
was the
being in the
keymaster
world.
trying to put his key in the gate,
If he didn't like from the
or
security
was it just
camera
like
footage,
or was it just random? Like he was just
it was just
sucker
a
punch?
yeah. Like you can the security footage is up. You can just find it. I think anywhere you just.
Are we
Rick
able to see
Moranis.
full context of the situation?
Guy just walks past him, hits him right in the face, and keeps walking.
But how do we know that they didn't have a previous encounter, like minutes before and hours before?
Well,
Maybe-
Rick Moranis said it was just his morning walk. Like he was just doing his
maybe
usual.
maybe he just had sex with this guy's woman.
That is a
That's the Rick
huge.
Moranis power play right there.
Are you defending this guy? Are
No,
you
I'm not. I'm just
defending Rick Moranis
I'm,
puncher.
I'm playing devil's advocate in this situation.
I don't like this man. I'm calling for violence against this man.
I do not condone the violence whatsoever. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe there's more to the story.
I think we need to find Rick Morranis puncher, and we need to put him in the street, and we need to punch him.
Yes, that's the interview I want. I don't want to talk to Rick. I want to talk to the guy who hit Rick.
RMP, Rick Morranis puncher, as he will now be known.
Yeah, I caught it. I was just like,
RM puncher?
That's also good.
Rick Morranis is too wordy.
Fine, RMP or Morranis puncher.
RMP.
He's just MP. I guess MP is taken.
RMP.
Why don't we just call him Big Head for short?
dickhead for
That is
sure.
good. Who does that?
Well,
A dick move. It was a dick move.
RM sucker puncher.
Like I'd rather. You know what? I would. If I could, I would take that punch for Rick Moranis. I think everyone would.
Well, how old is Rick Moranis now? Like he's got to be
in
in
his 60s, 70s.
Like
I
yeah.
said, yeah.
He's an elderly man.
and he's a small man.
Yeah.
He's not a big man. And also,
How big did the guy look like that punched him?
Maybe 6'2".
Dude, so 6'2" guys punching a guy's like 5'4".
Yeah.
And the guy's old, and this guy's probably younger, and he's
Also,
coming
too,
with
imagine
force.
6'2". He's got a lot of gravity working in his favor when he's punching down. That's just more force.
I believe it's his inertia.
You should have just shrunk him. That would have. Like
Or
even
something
the
else,
odds.
he wouldn't have beat him.
Oh man, poor Rick. It's a sad way to like this. That's some of the worst news in a while.
well, you really have to. Okay, so let's just assume for a second here.
Would you prefer it if he kicked him in the balls? Would that have been humorous
If he
then?
kicked Rick in the balls, no, I don't want Rick Moranis to be hurt.
What
in
if
any
Rick
way.
Moranis had been hit by a random football in the nads on camera instead?
All right, I think even Rick Moranis would be like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, but hang on. I want to say something here.
Don't cry for
me,
I'm already gone.
You have to imagine that this person is buried under a rock, has never seen Little Shop of Horrors, SCTV, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, Ghostbusters.
What
like
if they've only seen Honey, I Blew Up the Kids? That might be why.
Three amigos?
Three Amigos, right? Like there's so much there that is like movie.
You don't fuck with the Keymaster, man.
No, you don't fuck with the Keymaster.
There's better celebrities to
No.
punch, I think.
Yeah, 110%. There's a list of celebrities. Who's better to punch? Martin, who's better to punch?
Any other celebrity? I don't know.
Right? Like that's pretty much the right answer.
I mean, out of the three amigos, who would you rather see punched? Chevy Chase, obviously.
yeah,
Chevy
I think
Chase.
Chevy Chase is the answer.
Yeah, Marty, Chevy Chase, agree?
I think
Chevy
even
Chase,
yeah.
he was on the cocaine in the 80s. You wouldn't have felt it anyways.
No, his face
Oh,
was
like
too numb
Fletch,
anyways.
like Fletch era Chevy.
You wouldn't have felt it. Yeah, Caddyshack Chevy.
Yeah.
Caddyshack Chevy.
Guys,
yeah,
stop.
he deserves
Guys,
it.
stop for 1 second. Martin, just turn your volume down on your phone a little bit, like
There.
a little bit more,
I turned it down.
a little bit more.
I can't hear you guys if I turn it down that much.
Oh, and you okay? Turn it up a little bit more,
And then back down again.
and then no, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
just
better.
a scooch.
Yeah,
just a scooch.
Just he,
Just a little bit.
yeah, that's better. That's a lot.
It's a
better.
situation like this that you wish that you didn't have an up and down volume on your phone, that you actually had a full dial.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, too much. Apple.
That's
make
my
it-
that's my volume dial sound. You're welcome.
But so there was that.
good
So yeah, so Rick Moranis gets punched. That was that, and like that's a little like I know somebody who got punched and got their eye really fucked up badly. Martin and I both know her.
Ooh.
And it like just a random act of violence against like it's just it's a shitty thing when it's anybody, but it's an even more shitty thing when it's a small Canadian actor who's thinking about making a comeback to do a remake of a movie.
Which movie?
Honey.
Oh,
Shrunk the
Honey, I
Kids.
Blew Up the Kids.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Yeah.
Maybe he was angry about
Shrunk Blue.
That's you know what? I assume that's the only Rick Moranis movie this guy's seen, and that's why he was upset.
It's got to be.
that. Maybe there's like maybe there's some trauma there where this guy, the sucker punch guy, he knows that this movie's being remade, but there's some kind of like deep set family tragedy that happened while watching this movie, and by
Okay,
this
sure.
movie being remade,
Yeah.
it's gonna bring up so much emotion from the past that he was just like he's so angry that he lashed out and sucker punched Rick Moranis.
Wow.
I concur, Doctor. I feel that there is definitely some trauma in it because, like,
This guy's obviously fucked up.
Yeah,
or he's angry.
Well, he didn't. Look, he could have. It could have been a Mark David Chapman, but he didn't. He just punched him, and I think Rick Morranis is okay. It's just not cool.
Sounds like a methy thing to do.
It does.
A methy thing, like very meth
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think meth heads do stuff like that.
He was. If you watch, the
I mean,
footage,
nothing was stolen.
No, if you watch the footage, the guy was very like he hit him and then just kept walking, like he didn't run. Just
So he was just like walking, just and then just keeps walking like nothing's
Rick's
going on.
Just walking this way. He's got his coffee in his hand. The guy's coming at him and just turns and decks him one time and keeps
Did Rick
walking.
Morranis have a coffee in his hand, or the other guy did?
Rick Morranis did.
Did he drop his coffee?
I imagine so.
We need to Google this after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely give it a watch.
I'm going to allow for
It's like-
schizophrenic meth addict who didn't know it was Rick and punched him. If he did know it was Rick due to childhood trauma based around the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playing in the background during said
I just think it's a
trauma.
narcissist guy having a bad day,
Okay, all right.
and honestly
York.
doesn't know who the fuck Rick Moranis is, and
Probably
just thought he
not.
was some random dude.
That might
and
be
just
the
was like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna clock him.
might
Yeah.
be the new Hello in New York. It's just a quick
it
punch
was
in the face.
like early morning.
Were
So
they
it-
both wearing masks?
I don't. I can't. Like it's grainy security footage, so it's kind of hard to. But I don't think the guy that hit him was.
Why can't these businesses invest in better 4K video security?
It's all like Bigfoot footage. It's like those are the cameras they use to capture these.
We were using 8mm camera to.
Yeah, I'm with you. So it's like kind of hard to see, but it's just it's.
We are the deep woods of the Pacific Northwest.
I would like to state that this is a lovely topic to go on, but I think we've punched Rick in the face enough, wouldn't you say? Moving on.
we are
Moving
with
on.
you, Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Rest in power. Martin, I'm going to start with you on the question of the week here. Well, one of the two. And this one stems from I did an interview the other night with a gentleman named Ian Bawa. Lovely fucking guy, wants to come back, do this with us. So I said, for sure, dude. And he couldn't stop. I said it just like that, Jimmy. For sure, dude. Please think of me as someone you can talk to, because this is how I really sound.
And he blocked your number, did
Yeah, I haven't heard since. I was like, thanks for that. What? No, nothing?
See, I mentioned that I want to do a different voice thing, and now everyone's trying different voice
Yes,
things
it's-
now.
yeah.
I subconsciously implanted it in all of you.
Martin's up next. So anyways, Ian couldn't stop just staring at the lightsaber on the wall, right? And I was like, well, yeah, it's a pretty great impression of a movie prop. That's the closest thing I'm ever going to fucking get to owning a lightsaber, quote unquote. So Martin, if you could own any movie prop from
X-Wing.
X-Wing?
Yeah, the whole thing, like life-size X-Wing. That's what I want.
Not like a model, like a giant X-wing.
Yeah.
Where-
I don't know how I'm gonna fit in my apartment. I'll probably have to put it in the garage somewhere downstairs. But yeah, X-Wing.
You know, we didn't set a limit. so-
How big of a storage locker do you have to rent to hold that?
Does it have to be heated?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's gotta be
in
climate
Vancouver,
controlled.
Downtown Vancouver.
Downtown Vancouver. Okay, so
Climate control. Downtown Vancouver, that's going to cost you like $50,000 a month to rent.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough,
worth
Martin.
it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You could charge people just to come over and touch it and probably break it.
I would just sit in it all day. That's what I would do. I would just sit in it and it'd be awesome.
Does it come with or without R2?
No R2, just the X-Wing. Because you
Does-
said one prop, so that's
Is
the
it
one prop I get.
whose X-wing is it? Is it Wedge Antilles?
No, that's five. That's five
Porkins.
X-Wing. Original, that's five
Perfect.
X-Wing.
Perfect. No, I respect that.
It's Porkins.
He wasn't flying an X-wing. He was flying a
you're right.
Y-wing.
Sorry.
Porkins was flying an X-Wing.
Don't come for
Oh,
me.
Porkins was actually. He was totally.
Ha! Come for him. Get in the comments. Fucking give it to Rob.
You got to watch it, buddy. There are people who love Star Wars that listen to this. They will come for you. They will come with torches.
Good. I thought they were coming for me for a second, but now that they're going to be coming for you, it feels good.
Where would you like? Okay,
Whoa!
Martin. Where would you literally like? I haven't seen your apartment, but I know that I'm pretty sure that you're not rolling in bank to be able to have a fucking like area with an overhead door for said X-wing. But where would you keep it in Vancouver if you could?
Stanley Park. I don't know.
Stanley in the middle of Stanley Park.
Add it to one of the exhibits. Just put an X-Wing and like make an indoor forest.
If you left it in Stanley Park, though, like homeless people would sleep in it and urinate in it.
Oh God,
not a good
would
idea.
lose all
Not a
its
good idea.
value.
Yeah.
100%. Do you want it out of the bog or pre-bog?
No, it's original episode like the new return, a new Hope X-Wing.
Perfect.
No bog.
Okay.
No Empire.
No Empire. All right, Rob. What what movie prop? If you could get your hands on it, what would you want hanging in your?
A Y-wing.
I think
I want Perkins Y-wing. I'm doubling down on this mistake. No. I would want Conan the Barbarian's bastard sword.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Where would you hang it? Is that fireplace? Is that above the bed?
I was thinking like shower.
Just like in the shower
Or in the bathroom or something.
No, no.
It's basically a weapon in case like I get broken into and I'm in pre-deuce and I'm just like I gotta fuck up some guys. I got it right there. No, in all seriousness though, I probably you'd put it like above a fireplace or yeah.
I would sleep in bed with me. I'd sleep with it the whole time.
You would sleep with it.
I'd spoon it, but don't edge it, so not to poke myself.
just cuddling.
You have
the
this
sword.
silicone cap on the top of it so you don't like puncture yourself. Do you have a water bed? Because that'd be bad.
Oh,
that'd be a bad
no.
mix.
What is it, 1990s?
Hey man, some people are living in the 90s.
I imagine when you said in the shower that you would just convert it to like a shampoo shelf, like hold your soap on it.
That's kind of cool.
Your shampoo.
Crumbs says to wash your hair.
Every morning.
Lamentations of the women.
You know Conan, you condition. You see those locks?
Conan conditions.
He uses 2-in-1.
Oh shit, that's
There's
funny.
no way. His hair is too beautiful.
Jimmy,
So beautiful.
Jimmy.
Well, Jesus Christ, after Martin picked something so cool and elaborate, mine just feels kind of not cool.
I'm gonna be with you two on this. I
Okay.
think, so.
that makes
Porkins
me feel
X-Wing?
better. Yes. No, I was just thinking like one of the fun retractable blades from Scream that you can stab with. And
Oh,
it just, like,
yeah.
pushes back in.
Oh,
I thought
that's
that'd
cool.
be kind of cool.
That is
right?
cool.
No, we're all disappointed
No.
because we didn't.
I thought you were going to say the
pick an
cordless
X-Wing.
phone.
Oh, that'd be nice. I pick Drew Barrymore.
Jimmy, I think you can own a human. There's laws against that.
Technically, she was in the movie long enough to only be considered a prop. So that is argue. You can argue that.
I pick organs. That's my answer. I thought the blade would be cool, but whatever.
No, I get it's because that's how
I'm going
how
home.
No, Jimmy. That's how they did it on set.
Jimmy, come on, Jimmy.
Michael is holding me down right now.
Don't feel bad, Jimmy. The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yours is a fun prop too. Yours isn't one to like put on display. Yours is one to like, hey, check this
Yeah.
out. I'm gonna fucking pretend to kill you. You got some blood packs?
And then like everyone worries about me for a long time.
No, Rob's right. Like that's the thing that you can do something with.
Yeah.
It's got utility. Because that's why I'm saying I'm in the same boat as you. Because I want the whip from Indiana Jones.
Oh,
You,
that's
you
cooler.
can channel your inner Skeet Ulrich with that prop.
And
Thank you.
yeah,
I just like separate my bangs and keep the mustache I have.
it's not a far stretch, man. No, I want the Indiana Jones whip only because like.
Because you want to whip yourself one time and get the scar.
Well,
Oh, cool.
I want to get the
Cool.
it's the bloody nose, or is it the bloody? No, it's a cut on a cheek. Martin, correct us if we're wrong. Is it cut on the lip?
It's cut
It's kind of the bottom of the jaw,
Right
like
under-
the jaw, like the chin. Sorry, the
because
chin.
Harrison Ford actually has a scar there, so that they tied in an actual trait that he had into the movie.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that is cool.
By whipping him in the
I
face.
think that's what it is, but you know what? I'm probably going to be fact checked. It's going to be in some comment section. And go, Rob doesn't know what he's talking about. So please
gonna-
fact check me right now because I'm
Oh.
pretty sure that's what it is, but maybe I'm totally fucking wrong.
Just like they're like River Phoenix, you're gonna have to take a whip to the face just for this movie.
He's like, I get so into character, I'm down.
No, I think it'd be fun to like bring out at parties and obviously embarrassment.
Why do you bring that to?
You guys want to see my whip?
Like, do you have to have proper safety? Like, do you need like barricades around to make sure no one gets hurt?
I would have an area of the house that would it would be for whip only.
Would you have to have
usage.
like everyone has to sign a litigious agreement before you bring out said whip?
No, it's not America, but like it's I
My face.
I mean, I don't want to be spending my evenings at the hospital watching people get stitches, signing checks. Like that's not.
Are you gonna wear like a welder's mask when you use it the first
Probably,
few times?
yeah. I'm gonna wear like, those outfits that they wear when a dog attacks you and they're doing training. I do one of those like full body padded suits just to,
so you can practice.
just so I feel like a foam pit for my whip, right? Essentially,
Yeah, it's like the suit that the guys that like deactivate bombs wear.
Yeah, no, totally. There's no fun in that suit.
You are too safe.
I'm just thinking of the movie.
I'm so incredibly safe right now.
That's the suit that Jeff Bridges wears in Blown Away. Like it's this.
Yeah.
It turns.
I was
you-
thinking, like a Hurt Locker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Whip suits.
Yeah, that's what it's for. So I don't know. I think movie props would be like it's. I remember there was a point where like getting a still from a Disney movie or from an act like if you go to Pylon
Like a
and
cell,
pull up-
like a cell.
a cell exactly a cell.
It's
yeah.
Itchy's arm.
Yeah, but like those.
$100.
Right? They get you. Totally get. But they sold them at Disneyland for a while, and who knows if they were fucking
I think they
copies.
still do.
Yeah. But like it was a big thing for a while to have this little piece of
Think about how many cells they had from like Snow White. They're like, here you go.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
these.
Take
God
these.
damn it.
Take these.
So I
We're
just
throwing them away anyway.
We have to build a monorail.
But yeah,
I call the
that'll-
big one
Ogdenville.
bitey.
Well, Marty, what was that?
I just said Ogdenville because that was where the monorail was.
And by gum, it put them on the map.
New Haberville wasn't one of them too.
New Haverbrook.
New Haverbrook. That's right. That's what it was.
It put them
What
on
if
the
the
map.
bend will? What if the track will bend? Don't you worry, my Hindu friend.
Oh yeah, that song. Fuck.
Phil Hardman was so good,
Yeah, too bad he got killed by his actress
but his
wife.
crazy wife.
Yeah, that
That's sad.
was sad.
Great job, guys.
So yeah. Did you, Martin? Have you watched anything good in the last little week here before we get into the debate?
I don't really. I watched Ninja Turtles, the 2014 version. I
Ew.
could not keep attention to it.
That's gross.
It was on Netflix. I saw a tweet. I'm like, well, let's see what this is about because I've never seen it. So,
I don't know how bad was it.
yeah.
Did you order
Like
pizza?
I said, I couldn't really keep attention throughout the whole movie.
I get
I
that.
don't know. It was just too not cartoony, but it was just I
they
guess
look
too campy.
They look frightening.
Was it too cowabunga?
That's the,
No, they weren't surfer turtles anymore.
they didn't say any of that.
They were
What's
more
the
like New York, Brooklyn turtles, or like kind of like they were more New York style, East Coast turtles than West Coast.
you know your Queens turtles? They were more Brooklyn turtles.
Can you do a Bronx accent for us right now?
I don't. I'm
about a
walking here.
Staten Island?
I'm walking in.
Oh no, I'd
It'd be cool if each one of them had a different 5 boroughs accent.
I was just gonna say.
to do Staten Island, I'd have to pull out my own tongue.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say pull out your own dick.
Is that a thing? Staten Island? If that's a thing,
I don't
let
know.
us
I don't know. Pete Davis, please let us know. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Okay, so bad choice. Like, didn't they make a sequel to it as well? I haven't seen it, so
I don't know. I just
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
is there?
I didn't see either.
Yeah, I believe there's 2.
Bruckheimer seems to be, or no, that's Michael Bay.
That is
it?
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Don't you put this on Jer.
Sorry, my bad. Just a lot of explosions and big
His
action
building
He
is
scenes.
only
huge.
produced it. He didn't direct it though for the first one, anyways.
Oh, Bay only. Oh, okay, so he only told people what to do. He didn't actually call action.
Yeah.
I mean, that's technically what the producer really. I'm not to say that that's all a producer does, but that's a big part of producing a film. Even you can't say that because you didn't direct it, you don't have as much influence over its final product just by saying you weren't in the director's chair. That's just blaming
I'm
somebody
over Michael
else.
Bain after Battleship.
Michael Bain or Michael Bay?
Michael Bay.
Okay.
Michael Caine.
Michael Bay.
Sorry, I meant Bay.
I liked Battleship.
Get out.
Get out.
I mean,
that's it.
it's. I'm not.
It shouldn't be called Battleship.
Well,
if they'd actually called it like, you're like, oh, is this going to
true.
be like the very popular Milton Bradley game? No, it's about fucking aliens. Worst fucking movie title ever.
They literally just bought the rights to it so that they could put asses in
And
the
the
seats.
aliens basically looked like fucking Transformers.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I'm not saying. Hang on, guys. I'm not saying. That,
Hold
like-
on.
Hang on. Hold on. I promised our listeners less crosstalk. We need to give this to them. So, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying I was entertained enough not to turn it off. I mean,
Is that because you like Rihanna?
well, it was because I was interested in seeing Rihanna. I was interested in seeing her acting chops. Right.
She wasn't bad in it.
I'm curious, right? And like with
And Taylor, what's his face? Kitsch. I like him. I like John Carter.
I know you do.
Yeah, we all know how you feel about John Carter.
You are one of 17 who saw it.
I saw it twice in the theater. Thank you very much.
You
yeah.
funded John Carter.
I don't know.
Somebody need to.
But yeah, it literally is one of those things that got purchased just to be able. It's like putting Star Wars on a bag of oranges, so kids want oranges, right? It's just being cheap.
Do they have that? 'Cause I
They
want
should
that.
do that. BB-8 oranges.
I've seen it, guys. I saw it in Walmart a couple
Oh,
of years
really?
ago, Christmas
Oh,
time.
shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like at one
Lucas
point,
Arts, you're so smart.
Yeah, well, they you know what they do too, right? Is that when he sells that, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Lucas Ranch, he has warehouses out there. It all comes back. So if Taco Bell buys the rights to Star Wars for a campaign for one of the movies, all those dumb Jar Jar Binks heads that are on the top of the drink have to go back to Lucas. Nobody gets to buy those and then start trading online with them.
Oh, Jar Jar.
The deal is,
Yeah, but he
and
doesn't. But he doesn't own it anymore. So does it
well,
go to a Disney warehouse?
He's still involved.
No, he's not.
He sold the rights to make the movies. He didn't sell the rights to the characters.
I like Jar Jar.
No, he sold everything.
Well, yeah, but he
He
still
sold fucking everything. 4.3 billion or some shit.
totally. But they still go to him for they still go kiss the ring, and he still gets to write ruling on how that happened. Like that, he didn't sell the rights.
That's why the last three movies weren't as good as they should have been.
Like,
now it all makes sense.
He was asked his ideas on stuff, but he didn't. Okay, so when Disney bought it, they bought the ability to say we made this. They didn't buy it to say that George Lucas helped out, because that makes Disney look inferior to being able to make a Star Wars movie.
And boy, are they.
And boy, fucking are they, right? Like, had they allowed Lucas to be more involved, like Kathleen Kennedy's really the one to blame in all of that.
I
You're
like
gonna put
Rogue
it on
One.
one person. I also like.
I like.
Rogue One.
I'm not saying all of them are bad. All right. I mean, this is an ongoing debate that will never end. But if we're going to touch on it for a second, Lucas was like, you'd call him, and then we got a problem. It's like, well, you paid me not to be involved, so okay, fine, he'll listen. But Kathleen Kennedy's direction, the breaking of J.J. Abrams to Rian to back to J.J., like, there's just too much shit there. Had Lucas been involved, he's one of the old bastards. He's like, no, fuck you, no, not happening, no, right? Like, he's not an easy guy to work with. That's it. He's not a fucking Harvey Weinstein, but he's not an asshole. He's an asshole on set. He's incredibly, controlling.
So when you said that you were going to cut down crosstalk, you meant that you would be talking passionately.
Sorry, I did fall down a rabbit hole there. That's not what I meant by crosstalk cut off. But well done, sir. You should get a point for that.
So
right.
was it a Star Wars movie that you watched this week?
No, actually, I watched American Murder. The Cheyenne Watts.
It's on Netflix.
It's
right?
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It just came out. So it's the story of an American murder from a great looking family online next door. But when you dig into their family life, you find out that the guy, basically he was a normal, chunky, fat, chubby guy who found a very attractive
Porkins.
wife. Porkins, exactly. Porkins
He was a Porkins,
He got a wife. And but
Porkins
then
got a wife.
he started to lose weight and get attention from other women.
Oh.
And the story is, that was in the news last year, was Cheyenne was pregnant at the time. They had 2 girls, and she was murdered, and the girls were murdered, and nobody knew what happened.
Oh.
Then you find out how it goes. Now, the story is pretty popular, so if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, skip this part. But for the sake of us talking about it,
Didn't it just... I don't even think... You're not even giving it the 2-week rule.
I know I'm not giving the 2-week rule,
Oh,
but
no.
what I'm saying is, I'm not ruining the ending. It's found footage.
Yes.
Which is really interesting. It's watching the cop cameras and what they picked up during the investigation, and then comparing it to the real story. So if you want to get into a real twister,
Weird.
watch it, because you'll see if you knew what I knew. I was watching something happen and how it was argued in live time. But if you have no idea about the story, it'll be even bigger for you.
If only I knew then what I know now.
So yeah, that's what I watch. So if you want a good crime doc, if you want something that will keep you, and it's like almost 2 hours too. Like they really dug into it, and
It wasn't 88 minutes.
it was not 88 minutes. My radio friend Rob, what did you watch this week?
I Interstellar is now on Netflix, and I love that movie, and I watched it twice.
You spent 6.5 hours of your time.
They're only 3 hours, and actually, the first time I only watched half of it,
Oh, sorry.
and then I rewatched it from the beginning again
I see.
because I was tired the first time, and I was like, because I started watching at like 10:30 at night, and I was like, I'm gonna make it, and I was like, I'm gonna make it. I didn't make it, and so I watched right where they're gonna go into the wormhole, and then I was like, I'm gonna finish watching this. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch this from the beginning again.
Nice.
I love that movie.
You know what?
I love anything about time dilation and all that kind of shit.
Marty, are you a big Interstellar fan?
I should have used that as a movie because I definitely watched that recently as well. I love it. It's a good movie.
Definitely better than TM.
Yeah.
You know, you got him there.
Now, if you'd watched the original 1980s one, with
1990, actually.
was it 1990? I thought it was 89. Holy shit!
90.
Where
I looked
kids
it up.
just roam the streets doing karate.
Delivering pizza.
Whip out of the foot.
I loved how in the original TMNT the Foot Clan was just like skateboarding and playing arcade
Yeah, they're
games.
all-
Yeah, they're like, let's
kids.
take kids with daddy issues and turn them into ninjas.
I really wanted to be in the Foot Clan the way they portrayed it. I was like, this.
You
doesn't
wanted to live on the street,
Well,
Michael.
I wanted a loving family and a caring father, and I saw that in Shredder.
Shredder.
In Papa Shreddy.
There should have been Krang in that
Papa.
movie, though. The CGI budget just wasn't there.
Jimmy, what
It went all to Corey Feldman
Oh, totally.
doing Donatello's voice.
That's funny.
Jimmy, what'd you watch this week?
Well, I've been watching some spooky movies because it's
Spooky month.
it's October. Ooh, spooky. So I watched Scream again. I watched It Follows again. I watched Halloween again and Nightmare again. I've been flying through them.
I finally saw It Follows.
Proud of you. What'd you think?
I was very confused for a bit. Is sexual assault the ghost?
You know, they
Did they
don't
get-
like even in like the director's cut and everything, they don't talk about what the monster is. It's just it follows.
It really did follow. I couldn't follow as well. I had a struggle following, but I finally decided. I was like, okay, I want to go into this. It was a really great hook, like the up until basically the end where I was like, okay, please give me some sort of explanation as to why it follows all the time. That would be great.
That's the old monster way to do it, though. In the old movies, you never know why the monster exists.
I know, and we've been given too much over the years, right? I don't know, Marty. What do you think? Do you
it
like?
makes it scarier that you don't know, and I think it's bothering you that you don't know because you can't know.
I know. I want to know, Marty. Do you want to know? Have you seen It Follows yet?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm ready to watch it on Tubi.
You can, yeah, it's on Tubi, it's on Prime.
Yeah, it's a couple good spots.
I'll
to
check it
see
out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scored very well. It's so interesting, Michael. I don't know if you noticed this, but it's shot to make it seem like it's in present time while also being in different timelines.
Yes.
And at the same time, like at the start when the girl runs to the beach, it feels like a very nice, normal summer day, right? And then the next shot, you see the lead character, Jay, wearing like a jacket and the leaves, and it feels like fall. So it's all meant to disorient you and make you not feel comfortable.
Oh, I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. I get what
That
you're
was, now that you mentioned that, it did feel a little jaggedly edited.
Did you see all the old technology and stuff, too?
Yeah, I did. Like
Everyone's driving older cars and stuff. But
older
it's
cars,
still now.
older style, but it is, yeah, it is
analog
yeah.
versus digital.
Exactly. It's all very...
It,
Yeah.
Did they change the filters in the scenes as well too?
You know, I don't think so. But it's all shot very well, and
It's
I think you should watch it again.
So Jimmy, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
you've watched a lot of, you've rekindled in the last little bit your love of horror movies.
Oh, it doesn't go away.
Who wins in the battle?
Oh,
Jason, Michael, Freddy. Go.
Oh, Michael's a person, so I think he just loses automatically.
Okay.
And in the
We're
movie,
talking about Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
No more Viking people.
Machine Gun Chubblies.
Well, easily. In the movie, Jason wins, but I think Freddy wins.
Okay. I agree.
That movie took a lot of liberties with things. Like, there's one scene where they're trying to figure out how to stop the two of them, right? Like all the teens, and they're like, "Well, Freddy died by fire and Jason died by water. How can we use that?" And it was just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because Jason's I don't know if you guys have seen Jason Takes Manhattan, but he's literally on a boat that whole movie underwater, and it doesn't bother him at all. So they just ignore a lot of things. I'm going on a tangent now, and
I like it when they take liberties.
I don't. And it was just
You're
was
such
Why
a
not?
conservative.
it's just look.
Do you bleed blue?
You will. I don't know, man. It just it was directed by the guy who did Tokyo Drift. So the fight scenes and stuff.
one of the
are
best
really,
directors ever. Yeah, okay.
I love Tokyo Drift. That's one of my
No, the fight scenes and all the action scenes in Freddy vs. Jason are excellent, but the dialogue and the characters are kind of all not. You can't you don't root for anybody.
They
'cause all the
definitely needed more
characters suck.
break dance fighting in that.
In which movie are we
All
talking about?
movies.
Now? Okay.
All movies.
Are you breakdance fighting?
in FVJ.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel incredibly warmed up. I'm ready to argue some.
Debatey?
I'm debatey. I'm mass debatey right now.
Oh
I don't know
God,
what
get
it
out!
is.
You're a master celebrator.
Masturbator, master celebrator. Wondering why my cat's dying in the background. If anybody can hear that, we're not ignoring it. She does this all the fucking time.
She's an attention seeker.
She is. Fucking little whore.
She's a cunning linguist.
So, Marty gets credit for this one, and he can correct me if I'm wrong in explaining it. But this week's debate, we tripped on this one, but we're going to start playing with some recasting formats where we take some really great movies and then go, okay, who else could do what they did in that movie? So we're starting with the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and
Is this movie considered great?
I consider
Just
Lord.
kidding.
You almost bought yourself a ticket off the show, Porkins.
They're in the comments already.
Right now, I have a pouty face.
So we took the Lord of the Rings, and Martin came up with the idea that wouldn't it be fun if we recasted it? So you take 4 other people from any movie, right? Just make sure they're top of the line cast so people know who the fuck we're talking about, and insert them into the exact challenge that Sam, Frodo, Merry, and Pippin had to face throughout the entire series. No superpowers were allowed, so basic humans. And argue why their character would make for such replacements. Because essentially, hobbits are in the movie, they're self-sacrificing.
They have hairy feet.
They have hairy feet. That's a huge thing.
The bottoms of their feet are all callous.
Yeah,
It would
They're
just be,
tiny. They're
yeah.
tiny.
They are tiny.
They're
too.
tiny, but they're like shoes, right? They've walked in.
But they're like
They
shoes.
can also drink a lot for their size, like a lot of booze.
Hey, it's a tolerance thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's a superpower.
Yeah.
Once you get-
that's fair.
That's, but they're just for their size. They're not like the story is.
They're also
giving-
so good.
Yeah, they are. They're hobbits. They're fun. They're cuddly. You can pick one up. But like what me and Martin kind of discussed was that the whole debate is based around finding people who have the same qualities as these little small motherfuckers that
I'm gonna
wouldn't
lose.
eventually succumb to the power of the ring. So,
I can't wait for yours, Mike. I'm just going to say that.
Honestly.
That does not sound like anything you picked in the movie.
Mike says he's not going to lose. He told me before where he's not going to lose. So this is the time.
He's been researching this.
well, I will go.
I've seen his extensive notes.
He's got to go last.
I
We only have 5 minutes, Mike.
I know, and I made this nice and simple. I took my characters and we'll get to mine when we
It's
get to
a
mine.
5-minute and 50-second PowerPoint presentation.
Direct your
Marty,
attention to the screen.
we'll bring you in on Zoom, Martin, so you can watch.
We're
it.
gonna
There's-
fly through these 72 slides.
So, Martin, we're gonna let you go first, buddy, in honor of you picking this. So, please tell us who you think could do a better job than the Hobbits.
Also, too, I just wanted to say you left out. They can't bring any of the tech from their world to Middle Earth.
Yes.
So yeah.
That was
That
one.
was the
That
no
was a,
superpowers, no tech. They're just themselves.
Well, I'm fucked.
yeah. Well, you could use everything that the hobbits had access to. So the weapons they got, the ring, for example, like if you can argue that this person's use of the ring warrants, whatever.
You just ruined all of my funny comments.
I'm sure you'll dig some up as this goes.
No.
This is going to churn and burn into something incredibly stupid. I'm sure of it. So, Martin, start us off with who you picked and why.
I picked the cast from the Goonies. The four I picked were Mikey, Data, Chunk, and Mouse. So the four kids
And
in the
Sloth.
movie.
And Sloth.
Does Chunk come with Sloth automatically?
No.
Okay.
Just the four kids. No need for Sloth.
Okay, and so if new format here. If we are going to give Martin shit for
we
this,
have to shut up.
no, you don't have to shut. Just let him.
Hey, you guys.
That's a point.
That's a hard point. That's a point and a half almost, right? Just a little too early, but a point and a half nonetheless. So if you want to call Martin out, just raise your hand. I will. It's just so that he can get his points across, because then it just turns into fucking calamity, and you can't hear his funny shit.
Okay.
So just raise your hand, and I'll be like, Martin, Rob would like to interject. He has a rebuttal, and
Well, let's give him his full 5 minutes.
Okay, sure. All right, I'm down with that. Marty, 5 minutes on the clock, and go.
Do we need a
Okay.
timer?
So Frodo Baggins is going to be played by Mikey, which is Sean Austin's character. I'm going with Data for Samwise Gamgee. I'm definitely going with Mouse for Pippin, and Chunk is Mary, Brandy Buck.
Of course.
I think if this was made in the 80s, this would have been the cast. I think they would have played the four hobbits in the 80s. And how woke would it be if they had an Asian hobbit, Data playing the second lead pretty much in the movie. But the reason why I picked these characters is because you have two of the more serious characters, which is Mikey and Data, and then you have two of the more comic relief characters, which is Mount and Chunk. And the way I approach this as kind of, it's still a stealth mission. That's the reason why they formed the Fellowship, was they wanted a small group, small enough to infiltrate Mordor without being detected, without being seen, without drawing large forces, because you would lose. The sheer numbers game, you would lose to Mordor that way. So that's why I kind of picked the four characters in the Goonies, because they're the same size as the Hobbits, and if they needed to hide, I mean, being in that same realm, it's easier for them to kind of not be seen, because Hobbits are the size of children, so these are children.
How old are the hobbits, though? Sorry,
Hobbits are kind of like 30s or
60 to
40s,
80?
Okay. So they are not children.
But they're the size of children. So, I mean, you still want that kind of small stature of people. I mean, if you pick like an adult, like that's why they kind of took off their own, because it would just be too hard to kind of get into Mordor and be detected. Like you would more be inclined to not look past the Hobbit. You wouldn't feel them as a threat. You wouldn't know how you see them. So that's why they were very much ignored throughout the whole, I guess, series. What else did I have here?
What about the booby traps?
Say it again.
Some of them shaped like boobies.
The booby traps, because Data always was dealing with the booby
So
traps.
Data's the big pick for me here. I think he's the big reason why I wanted to pick the Goonies, because I mean you're bringing Data. He's still an inventor, and I think how dope would Slick Shoes be throughout that whole series? How that would have saved them numerous times. I mean, what more do you have to die if Orcs tripped on some oil that Data was able to clear out of his feet?
Martin, you're forgetting Goonies never die.
But isn't that
Goonies
bringing
never
tech
say
from?
die.
Isn't that
Goonies
bringing
never say
tech
die.
from their world?
Pardon me?
Oh yeah, so Data couldn't use tech from his world then. Yeah, that's
No,
a
but
good
he
point.
could invent stuff. He's still an inventor. Is my point.
Yeah,
Like,
the
he
oil
could
would come out
use
of
the technology
well-cobbled
Middle-earth to kind of invent
shoes,
something.
not out of sneakers.
A
But
well-cobbled
Hobbit
shoe.
shoes, there's some kind of Hobbit code or something. I don't know, something.
But the Hobbits don't wear
Some in
shoes.
Middle-earth that he can invent, and they throw out oil to first land.
Yeah, technically they couldn't bring shoes, right?
Well, the hobbits don't wear shoes.
The flags of Hobbit. which is still their characters, so they probably just get child shoes or human shoes.
All
They're
right.
still them. They're still them.
No, shoeless Goonies.
But I mean, like, also too, like Data has a bunch of inventions. I think he's still the inventor, so he would find ways to make his inventions out of Middle Earth materials, which I think would be really useful. Like the booty blinders, those crazy bright flashlights. You would find a way to use candles and oil and some sort of lens to illuminate in that dark spidery cave. So you don't even need the light of the light of the elven star that they have. That they get from Galadriel.
The bully blinders.
The Princess of Peril probably could have saved Gandalf. Not gonna lie, he could have just jumped off the edge and then had the sort of Princess of Peril grab onto something, so Gandalf wouldn't have even fallen in the first movie.
But then he wouldn't become Gandalf the White.
Do you really need Gandalf the White?
I think so. Is that not a big change?
He becomes more powerful.
Right?
He becomes
Yeah.
white.
They need him.
It's not just a wardrobe change. It actually matters.
Dude, it's true. Like, gray wizards aren't as powerful as the white wizards.
Also, they would have been left
does it
behind.
feel
Would have been a sad movie. Hobbits would have been a little happier, maybe.
All right.
Well, what about the evil of the ring? Do you feel that Mikey would be able to overcome that, carrying that burden?
I think out of all, I think children are probably the more innocent ones, so they'd probably be less susceptible than a normal
Is he a
man
child,
or an
though?
adult person.
Mikey?
Isn't he
Mikey
pubescent?
would.
Isn't he pubescent?
Yeah, he's a preteen, right? Like, I think he's like probably
I think they're 10.
8 years old, 10, 8, 10.
Please tell me we all know how old preteen is.
I think he was like 11
Like
or 12.
15?
I feel like he was
12,
like
13.
grade 6, grade 7.
Yeah, so just on that edge.
Ball hair was just starting to grow.
Like, still has a BMX bike. You know, the other good thing about Mikey, too, is that he's good with maps. You know, so he'd be able to, so maybe he's got a
Stop
thing.
helping Martin.
And also, too, I wanted to say, like, these kids are battle tested. I mean, they went up against actual murderers and still saved the boondocks. They saw a dead body, didn't freak them out. So I think in this situation, they wouldn't freak out. They'd still do the job at hand.
All right, Martin, I'm going to cut you off. You now have 1 minute to summarize as we are approaching 5 minutes. And
So, yeah. Just stealth, and I think they're battle hardened. I think Data would be a huge asset because he's still an inventor, and I think he'd invent some contraptions to help him and Frodo along the way, and help the Fellowship kind of deal with orcs and stuff like that. There's probably a bit more ways to escape, and I think just stuff like that.
You think the Goonies?
Do you think Chunk would just get eaten though prematurely by the orcs when they were carrying
That's
him?
how they get away.
He's a pretty good target, but I think Chunk has that redeeming quality at the end, right? Like he was just kind of this joke, but he comes together and he helps save the day. He actually helps fight against the people who are trying to kill his friends.
And I guess you could say Merry and Pippin did the same
kind
thing.
of art as Mary. He had that same part where no one took him seriously, and in the end he kind of be like, I'm a warrior too, I can fight. And I think that's kind of similar to Chunk's story arc.
You can't bring Baby Ruths with you, though.
No, you cannot.
Chunky monkey.
I'm sure there is some sort of Middle Earth equivalent. It might be Elvish or something. I don't know.
That's how they opened up one of the magical gates that one time.
Baby Elrond.
It was with the chunky monkey.
It's a candy bar.
Gandalf wasn't there, but we did the chunky monkey dance, and it opened up the.
all right, Rob, what do you want to pull out? What do you want to attack on Martin? Like you were in.
You want to pull out?
You want to pull out?
I mean, I don't even know where to start.
Good. God.
I feel like you're relying too heavily on Data. I think he's badass. I personally like him better when he's short round.
You cheat, Indy. You cheat.
But no, I think you've got some valid points. I think the stealth is definitely there. I feel like Chunk would be
Disposable.
Well, obviously, but so are Perry and Pippin.
Dead weight.
I don't know. I honestly think that Mouth would piss off the Ents so much that they wouldn't even bother helping. That's the one thing that I would argue, because he's so annoying. You want to punch him in the face the entire movie. I don't know. That's all I got.
Sure. Jimmy, what about you?
Okay, so Martin, my biggest issue here is that you have Sean Astin not playing Sam.
Oh, fuck you. You
Touche.
took my argument.
Like you'd think you'd want Sam as
But we're
Sam.
not picking Sean Austin. We're picking Mikey, the character. It's not based on the actor who plays the character. It's the
He's
character
right.
in the movie is
That's
replaced.
true, yeah.
Fine.
Next
Yeah.
question, Jimmy.
Next question, Jimmy.
Moving on.
I have absolutely nothing else.
Yes. I don't know, man. I just don't see these kids dealing as well with orcs.
or magic spiders.
Right? Like I just,
Also said that they've dealt with real life murderers and they've seen dead bodies. That they still, like I said,
They took on Cypher, man. They took on
Alright.
Cypher.
Martin's just relying on the PTSD of the children to take him all the way to Mordor. Okay, I got one thing, and the only one thing I
take 'em.
got is
They just played in the 80s, so there was no PTSD back then.
okay. Fuck yeah. All right,
right.
buddy. That wasn't a thing. I get it.
It
Take
was
him
called
down, Michael.
Shell shock.
Okay, so my one quick rebuttal here is just in the fact that they are children. So the size totally works. I get that. I agree with the stealth aspect. But the only thing is they're children. So watching children play soccer is hilarious in the fact that they have the herd mentality, right? So you've got too much young groupthink. You've got too much inability. Like Mordor.
Fuck, they saved the damn Boondocks. What do you want from them? They're children who saved the Boondocks that their parents couldn't do.
No, I get it. I totally get it. But I all I'm saying is
That's
that
because they believed.
yeah, it's going to take you a lot more to get through some Nazgul than just believing, right? But so that's my only thing is that there's just an immaturity level there that might get in the way. I'm not saying that they're incapable, but I just would feel a little insecure being guided through the dark lands by Data.
I don't think Data could handle Schmeagol either. Or Gollum.
like
Yeah.
he's gonna eat somebody to death.
Yeah.
It's chunk first. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, just you want to get full and then you want to, stave off the rest, but that's
But anyway.
I think
All right.
Martin, they are built for an adventure, but I just don't know about this adventure.
I agree. Yes. Okay.
They are built for this adventure. That's my
Oil slick shoes, yo. That's
All
very
right.
helpful in a bog.
I did not pick who was going next. So, do you guys want me to save mine till the end? for-
Yes,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we want to
Yeah.
attack you at the
Okay.
end.
Absolutely.
We're gonna
All right.
pile in on you.
I didn't
right
think that
the
was
end.
going to be a problem, and it's very applicable from what I picked. Right? If you're going to pile on me, of all the characters
God
to
damn it,
pile on. Okay, Jimmy, you want to take us into the second round here?
Sure. Yeah. So for this one, I picked the gang from Todd Phillips' Road Trip.
So good.
It, as you all know,
you
Todd
pick the
Phillips
snake?
Made that fucking terrible Joker movie that I hate with a
Barry.
passion.
Barry.
Played by Tom Green.
Yeah, it's the 2000 sex comedy that everyone knows and loves.
Did you say 2000 sex comedy?
Yeah, it's a
Well,
sex
it came out in
comedy.
2000.
Oh, I
and
thought
is
you
a
meant-
sex comedy.
Oh, that was clever.
I
like
wish
that.
it came out in 2000.
Give yourself a point for that.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
All
That was All right.
So, unfortunately, I can't pick Tom Green's Barry Manilow. I'm gonna have to go with the main four guys that go on the said road trip.
Yeah.
Brecken Meyer, Sean William Scott, DJ Qualls, and Paulo Costanzo, or Ruben, Josh, EL, and Kyle Edwards. I think these guys could easily do this trip. I think they, like, if I'm being completely fucking honest
With
with
or
you,
without the short bus?
look, you guys said they can't take technology, and I'm more than willing to argue that they more than because they didn't have the short bus at the start of their trip and they acquired the short bus makes me think that they could acquire some sort of cart or horses or something that could drag them further.
Yes.
What kind of car were they
There are
driving?
a lot of roads in Mordor.
Maybe not, but at least for the parts where there is road, they could take a cart and it would have been so much fucking faster than
cart?
walking. Or they could have just gotten a giant eagle. That's how confident I am in EL's Sean William Scott.
Yeah, he would be the eagle chaser for sure.
Absolutely. He's the one who acquires the bus. There's no reason why they couldn't. Two,
Yeah, he stole a bus from a blind school.
easily. easily did it.
No morals. No
morals at all. And you can't have morals on this trip.
And I'm sure there's blind hobbits. So you steal a cart, steal a bus,
Easily.
Same thing. Yeah, unilateral.
Point two.
Point two.
They should steal Gandalf's cart.
They probably fucking could.
It's full of fireworks.
It would have been exact. Thank you.
Don't help the man. You're too kind, Rob.
It's for
I
comedy.
just want to talk about all the things.
I think they could do this task absolutely no problem because they've already done a much more difficult and stressful task.
Like when they spit on a bridge.
They know. Look, even if there isn't road, Martin, they would still jump that no bridge to get across. These guys have no fear. That's the thing. Children have fear. I picked grown adult men and DJ Qualls.
Who has awesome dance moves.
He says, I'm looking at the photo right now.
He's just amazing. You can't tell me that the task that they went on isn't the same adventure as the Hobbits.
Well, all right, I'll wait my turn.
To get a videotape before it's viewed by my ex-girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Oh, sorry.
They were together, and that's why I know that Breckenmeyer's Josh could handle the stress of the ring, because he handles the stress of the situation so well. Doesn't he? Like there's very little panic, and they're just like, yeah, we'll take Kyle's car. It was no problem. Also, another vehicle that they could have taken that you guys wouldn't let me have, whatever. But I understand. I have to have some sort of handicap going into this because I've just chosen such an obvious winner.
Which character is playing which character? Is replacing which character?
Josh is Frodo. DJ Qualls is Sam, and then El and Ruben are Merry and Pippin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, I believe in Ruben as a person. I understand he's got a lot of anxiety, but he does end up growing past that and becoming High Times Person of the Year, so there's no reason why
The qualities you look for.
There's no reason. Look,
and I'm sure he found some Middle Earth of the ickiest of the stickiest Middle Earth strain.
He could probably develop some sort of Middle Earth strain that could just turn them all invisible or make them like hide their scent from orcs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm good.
Keep thinking about it.
2 minutes.
Problem is you're thinking about it. Don't think about it.
You got 2 minutes, Jimmy. Keep going.
Okay. I definitely didn't fly through all my stuff too fast.
Jimmy's doing what we call stalling.
Jimmy, would you like to give your additional time to the rest of us?
No. You know who was good at Stalin? Joseph Stalin.
Straight to the gulag.
No, I really just I believe that these guys have a complete ability to adapt to their surroundings. They were able to find places to stay. Great example of adapting to their surroundings. They needed money. They found a way to make money. Michael, show them what you showed me.
So it's the picture of Josh and El going to the sperm bank.
It's called milking the prostate.
Raising cash. And as you know, DJ Qualls could not do it because he had sex last night with a woman.
That's the best line in that whole scene. I'm sorry, I had sex last
Guess
night.
I'm out. So yeah, I mean,
with a woman.
I just don't see how these two things are different. Like if they could accomplish this task, I don't see how they couldn't accomplish any task as a team. There's a reason Tom Green's Barry Manilow is still talking about them years later giving the tour to these kids. They're legends.
At Ithaca.
At Ithaca U.
Arguably, it's the order of prestigious universities in the United States. It's Ithaca, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, right? Isn't that
You know, I don't know much about the American college system, but I'm going to agree with you.
There was no sarcasm in that list whatsoever.
Okay, all right. You've utilized your time, Jimmy, and you've utilized it well.
I think Ruben are owning the snake and Barry Manilow handling the snake. I think that they would have no problem with spiders.
For sure, totally. I really like
to
the
close
30
out.
seconds of complete rambling to fill your time. That was very convincing argument right there.
Rob,
Cool.
Rob, I know how he feels because I've done it too. Where you're like, I'm totally prepared, and then you get to record day, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Well, sometimes you're like, oh, only 5 minutes, but sometimes you're like, oh shit, 5 minutes.
Depends on how confident you feel. Okay, Martin, you go first. What are your thoughts on road trip?
It was perfect, right?
Well,
Next
Jimmy,
question.
You told me a couple of days ago you weren't too confident about your arguments, but you were going to argue them confidently. You did argue them confidently, but I still think your arguments are lacking.
Can you give me an example?
All of it.
The ring doesn't create stress. It corrupts the human soul. Like, that's what the ring does. It corrupts the core of the individual. And I think it would just, it would already really corrupt the soul of a man in record time. Like, it corrupts man the fastest.
But
And
you
I
believe
think
children could do better.
Especially a man who had just cheated on his girlfriend.
Hang on. Let Martin
And
explain.
Theo, listening said, he's not his shit. Like, he's not even going to make it.
EL doesn't have to wear
He's
the
never
ring.
going to get up there. He's never going to get the mount. He's not going to get the lift.
EL's not the leader. I put EL in the Mary Pippin role. Okay.
Who do you think? I thought you said EL was Sam.
No.
No.
No, DJ Qualls is Sam.
Josh is Frodo.
Oh, right.
That's right.
Yeah, the guy who's got a haul someone around is the skinny guy.
DJ Qualls cannot lift anything. Like, that character cannot lift anything.
Breckenmeyer is very small. Okay.
Don't lift anybody.
It's like Rick Morranis small, okay?
You have very little faith in DJ Qualls.
Can't lift anybody.
Breckenmeyer can skateboard too.
Yeah.
Because
All
he's
right.
getting clueless.
Okay.
They won't let me bring a skateboard.
Skateboards in Mordor?
Look, Rob, if they let me bring a goddamn skateboard into this argument, I would have won hours ago.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Martin, anything else before I pass along the
Also,
torch?
too, stealing an eagle, like, that's, you do realize there's a bunch of Nazgûl still in Mordor. Like, that's going to be the worst approach. They're going to give the ring, basically, to the Dark Lord.
No, you see,
The
the
eye.
Nazgûl never find them because they're masked by this strain of weed.
Yeah, it's the magic weed.
How many years prior to this did they have to develop set ickiest of the stickiest Middle Earth weed?
Now, that's a great question, Rob. I like that question.
Let me tell you, because I have the answer written down right here.
I don't know.
Look, if they're in the role of hobbits, they've been alive for 40, 50 years at this point at least. So I think they've had more than enough time to come up with this.
Rob, would you like to rebuttal to that? It's your turn.
I have no rebuttal.
All right.
You got nothing. You got nothing for this. You agree with him?
No, I don't.
I win.
Oh,
I
no,
think-
that is not a win.
I think we agree. I've just won.
That is a win when you're playing solitaire.
I just want to say, I love Road Trip. It's a great movie, but if there is the worst, most incompetent ensemble that has ever actually accomplished something half-ass, it is these four individuals, and they would fall so flat on their face they wouldn't even make it out of the first act of Fellowship of the Ring.
They overcome every obstacle that comes in their way. They overcome.
They would have shit their pants and run out when Aragorn walked into that fucking inn at the beginning.
They didn't shit their pants when they thought Josh's girlfriend was going to see that tape. They just went out and they did something
I just want
about
to say
it.
the white guy willed it in that whole movie.
That's the thing. They're all Martin. They're all just white enough to do it. That's what your crew is lacking.
Yeah, his crew doesn't have enough white privilege. Is that what you're saying?
That is exactly what I'm saying, Rob.
Right.
That's exactly what I'm going with.
So hang on. I need to relish in this moment because it's usually me who's doing something like this.
I wish people could see because I'm doing the non-threatening government campaign hand sign.
Yes.
It's not a fist. I have my thumb on top, and it's very directing.
It's a knuckle.
Yes.
It's not a finger. It's a
I
knuckle.
like that.
Is that
It's not a
because,
point.
is that because you can't punch with that fist without breaking your thumb?
Well, and you can point.
You can point without pointing, right? It's like a dog whistle for pointing.
That was a great question, Rob.
See,
I really like that.
Oh, because it's
But-
kind of like someone can't make the argument when you're pointing at someone else, you're actually pointing back at yourself 3 times.
Yes.
Damn.
But hang on, I don't want to let Jimmy off the hook here yet, even though he's trying to distract us with his new pointer finger over here.
It's like he's trying to like fist me.
White
Emotionally.
So because all of these guys have access to college and
College educated.
And short buses.
and they steal short buses, their white privilege will take them through to the end of Mordor.
You know, Michael, that's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up.
I feel the finger, everybody, just so you know.
I wouldn't personally say that, Michael, but now that you bring it up, I would agree with that.
There's the political speech. The switch. Oh, thank God this isn't set in real life. I don't want to say that this ragtag group can't do this because
I like that. I can't do this.
the numbers are not in your favor. But
There's 4.
But at the same time, I feel Barry could be
Better?
Well, no, Barry's. You didn't pick.
Who would you
Barry.
sub in Barry for?
I would take
All of
out,
them.
I would take out Qualis for
That's
Barry.
fine.
I would take out Qualis for Barry in a minute. Like Barry he would be a great distraction.
I'd argue
He'd probably get lost.
Although, yeah, he'd be like Mr. Bean in
just-
Rat Race. Like he would just be like a dumb fucking.
Barry's white, but he's slapstick white, and that's not
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
You want some solid white jeans.
You know, Michael, I wouldn't say that.
But if you do, that's okay.
Jimmy wants sex comedy white.
It is a 2000 sex comedy.
But yeah, no, that's the other thing I was going to say is that these guys think more with their dick than they do with their heart. So it's not for a lack of like I could definitely see EL using the ring for wrongful things.
Oh, yeah.
Wanton endangerment of other people
sure.
per se.
You know, I'd argue all of the hobbits virgins.
Not Sam.
Oh God, you need to. I wish we had video for this because the bit you're doing right now needs to be seen because you're acting like a fucking Bill Clinton wannabe. You know, I wouldn't say
None of them had sex.
with Monica Lewinsky. Oh boy.
Yeah, counter that.
Is that
Okay.
Bill Clinton pre or post Pedophile Island?
That's a great question.
And I'd like someone else to answer.
I do not know Jeffrey Epstein. But I did have him killed.
My wife did.
Yes.
Okay, I think we've all had enough time on that one.
All right, I won.
Yeah, no, you want. Okay,
Can we move to a different person now?
yes, we can. We totally can. But I would like to award a new point for laugh of the day, brought to you by
right,
Jimmy.
okay,
If you don't win if you don't win the debate, you definitely win the show, Jimmy.
Rob's beating me by a half point right now, so I don't know. It's not looking good.
Rob, I would love it if you told us why your pick would be able to drop that ring in that volcano.
Is this also a sex comedy?
I wish it was now.
It could be made into one.
It probably has been, but on a different channel.
I'm listening.
Might be a pornographic parody. Put your phasers on stun.
I chose the Next Generation, Star Trek: The Next Generation, because obviously it was movies and a TV show.
Yeah.
For you true Trekkies out there, it's referred to as TNG.
He's trying. You know what, Martin? He's trying to get out of the comment box here.
No, he called them Trekkies. They are not going to be happy.
He's trying to ask us out there.
Well, I'm a Trekkie. I thought it was Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie.
I thought it was Trekker. Is that on it?
Nomenclature. Yeah, it's all in the same family.
Is there a difference?
You know, you just you go on with your debate.
The floor is yours.
Quit distracting me
The
with
floor is yours.
nonsense.
We will shut up.
All
now.
right, so my 4 picks for replacement is Jean-Luc Picard will be replacing Frodo. Data will be replacing Samwise.
Hang on,
Sorry.
Martin. I know where you're going with this. AI is not superpower. He did fall into a loophole. He's an
Hobbits
AI.
aren't
He's
human.
an
He's human.
He is.
Can't do tech. He's considered technology.
But Martin, we said no superpowers. We
I don't
didn't
think-
say no humans.
But no, you can't bring technology with you. They don't get to bring any of their technology from their universe.
But he's not
to
bringing Martin, he's not bringing technology.
He's
He
sentient.
has technology.
He's sentient. Are you saying that Data isn't a person?
If he was like
Oh,
a,
this is a really like fishing loophole.
I don't know.
How dare
I-
you?
I can't
How
believe
dare
it's
you
something
not
I don't know.
consider Data his own person?
Let's.
Are
let
you
him
saying Data is property?
I think if he was a cyborg and like part person, but he's an android, right? Like
Yes.
built.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I don't want to agree with Martin.
but built to a point where he's now not AI.
Like
he's
he has
human.
feelings.
He has feelings.
He has feelings. He has laughter. He cares.
I think it's in a gray
He has
area
a
that we gotta let it-
daughter.
Yeah, we gotta let it go,
Okay,
Martin.
He's
It's in a gray area.
reproduced.
we got to let it go, but we got to minus a point then.
Okay.
Fine.
so
I will
Martin's
take.
happy.
I will take the point off. Fine.
You're down to 1.5.
May I continue, please?
Yes,
Yes.
you may. Sorry, the floor is yours.
Mary will be Worf. And Pippin will be Deanna Troy.
Just
I thought you would think that only cost you a doctor.
Mary will be Worf.
line of the show. America will be
That's
war.
the title of the episode. I
That's
think.
got to be
Now,
the title of the
I'm not gonna
episode.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was torn because originally, when the ID came, I wanted to choose the Anchorman, like the ensemble cast from Anchorman. But then you said that you were doing road trips. So I was like, I gotta pivot. We gotta tie in some sci-fi here. So that's why I went with this. And so here are my points. So first off, let's talk about the Frodo Sam quest, which is really eclipses the Two Towers and the Fellowship of the Ring, where they're actually journeying through the swamp and to Mordor proper, dealing with Gollum / Schmeagol, battling fucking giant fucking spiders and shit, and dealing with the evil of that fucking ring, just ripping apart the soul of Frodo. And it's a battle, not just to get the ring into Mordor, to destroy it, but also for the essence of Frodo staying intact as a human. And that is analogous to Jean-Luc Picard being taken by the Borg and turned into Locutus, where he went to the evil and he was able to come back and still be human again. So he's already, has that experience to deal with that wretched evil, and he would be able to carry that all the way to the end. And Data is with his logic and he's so faithful, and he stands by Jean-Luc, through thick and thin. He would, he perfectly replaces Samwise, and he would be able to just, fucking fuck with Gollum when he needs to, and just quash that bitch.
Because he's a robot.
He's a sentient android. Thank you very
He's
much.
also got hyperhuman. He's got abilities that are heightened. It's not even human. This is he can calculate. He can
He's
type,
gonna
he can
break
human
Gollum's
strength.
neck.
He does. Yeah, this is.
Well, you know what? If you had chosen one of the Mentats from Dune, who are basically human computers, I wouldn't have thrown that in your face.
I did it because I knew that. I do
All right.
like
On that
John
note,
Luke.
I will
like
continue
John Luke.
with my argument.
All right, let him have the floor, Martin. I'll give you first up when we're done.
Is this the presidential debate?
It is.
Fuck, do I feel like Mike Wallace?
Chris Wallace.
Now,
Is it Chris Wallace?
I feel like we've
Mike
really,
Wallace was the
I
better
feel like
one.
guys, we've really focused too much on Frodo and Sam, and not enough on the Merry and Pippin storyline. And when Merry and Pippin are in the forest of Fangorn, and they run into the Ents, that's where Deanna Troy is really going to be great, because because she's her innate empathetic self, and the ability as being an empath is really going to help with the communication and working with the Ents to really take down. Is it Saruman they take down?
And what about
It's
Worf?
Saruman. You take that.
Yeah.
And how's Worf gonna?
Now, Worf is really going to help in the Battle of Helm's Deep, right? Because he's going to fuck up some orcs like crazy styles,
He's not in Helm's Deep though. There's no hobbits in Helm's Deep.
No, but we allowed for all movies to be just.
The
But
reason...
they still take the same journey, don't they?
The reason that I figured that they might be in Helm's Deep is that obviously Deanna Troy and Worf are not going to get fucking kidnapped at the end of Fellowship, right? So there's going to be a slightly different story arc where they end up in Helm's Deep.
Obviously.
Obviously.
That's good.
That is well played, sir. Give him back his fucking points.
And that is my argument.
That's a nice workaround.
Not to do with your argument, but is it true that all the tree ant women just like left?
That's what they said.
That's
They
really
left
funny
together
to
or something.
me. That is really funny.
Just
Is that not hilarious to you guys? All the tree ant women just like, fuck this, and left. And now all the men ants are like, well, I guess we're going to die.
Aren't most plants bisexual though?
I know.
They're hermaphroditic. Most, not all, but a lot of them
they
are.
have both male and female
Weed
parts.
plants, if they're male and they're too close to a female,
That's-
can turn the female into male.
And there is sometimes where there is a separate plant that is quote unquote male and female, just to use that in that binary term.
So are you saying tree ants are this?
Well, a lot of trees will actually have they'll
they?
have the we'll call it a plus and a minus, reproductive feature, and then through different pollination techniques and things like that, they have sex with themselves.
Photosynthesis.
Rob has textbooks.
Neat.
I have a science degree.
Do you know why all the women trees just left?
That's not part of the science degree.
Maybe they weren't. Maybe they all the women ants became male ants.
Huh.
Martin, I know you're itching at the bit over there.
Okay, Martin, give it to me. 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 Give it to me.
Your
Give it to me.
pick, I just don't like Data being in there. I think that's just too easy. I mean, he's a goddamn cyborg. He could carry Captain Picard all the way to the mountain without even breaking
But
his
at
leg.
no point did I reference that he would do that. I just said that
That's
he
true.
would just lay a bitch smack on Schmeagol. And honestly, if it had been Worf, he would have done the
That's
same
just
thing.
That would explode Smeagol.
You know what?
It's so strong.
I
Data
would
is
agree.
strong.
I would agree with Rob where he could like Jean-Luc is just so charismatic that I feel like anybody you put as the Sam is going to be good.
Yeah.
Would you like me to put Riker in there instead?
Hang on, Rob, eat your words. Okay, Martin, go.
No, I think I agree. Like, as Jimmy's point, like, I think you should have, like, Data is, I didn't like the pick of Data. You could have picked anyone to play Sam because I like the pick of Jean-Luc. I think Jean-Luc represents the best in humanity at that time. And I think he'd be very well versed in resisting the ring and its temptations.
Look, you
But I
definitely
just don't like the pick of Data.
You
I think
definitely
that
picked
is
the
too easy.
most qualified team. I mean, other than mine.
With or without the shard butts.
I like the Worf argument. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I
Because they're not
enjoyed
going to
that.
get captured at
No.
the end of Fellowship. So that was great. Yeah. My only argument is Data. That's it. That's the only beef I have with the argument.
Okay, and you know what? And that's fair, right? And and I apologize for not adhering to the guidelines as
You found a
rigidly,
hole.
As possible.
You found a hole. I
Yeah.
agree. You found a hole. I
just
think you broke a rule.
I just felt that Brent Spiner humanizes Data in such a level, especially when we get to the movies, that he's almost human.
Almost.
Shut your mouth, Jimmy.
Jimmy's one argument. Almost.
That's all I have for this.
And that is all.
I wrote that down.
Is that all you want, Jimmy, or you want some more? You got.
I think you picked the most qualified team to do this task. Yeah, I just almost.
Almost.
Did you like how I used the word analogous?
I did. I wanted to ask what it meant. Actually, is it and
Analogous means something similar. Like it would be like a similar situation, or it would be analogous to something.
that's a half a point for the word usage. I think.
Word of the day.
Word of the day. Analogous for everybody. You guys ready?
He's back up to 2.5.
Martin, are you ready for me?
I don't know. Do you have anything to say about Rob? I don't know if you chimed
Yeah,
in
no,
yet,
I do. I do. That's what
You
I'm.
can't say, "Are you ready for me?" when you picked the movie that you picked.
Fine, I'll figure another way to chime in. I strongly agree with all of these things. I'm okay because right now I'm okay with not almost. I'm okay with the fact that what Elon Musk is doing right now is essentially what Data is. So
What?
Data
What are you
is
talking about?
Data is an AI, okay, that has become sentient. I watch enough Westworld to know that a computer can be a human if we allow it enough information to eventually process all of the things.
And
that
he had a
And
daughter.
you can see he
Data
also
has a daughter?
Have you not seen
Yeah,
the
look at
series
series.
Picard?
No, I haven't.
it's in there. I heard about it. I don't know the backstory.
So he is. You know what? If he's
He reproduced.
That is about
Life.
as human as it gets.
Life.
Have you seen the
found
movie
you.
Bicentennial Man?
No.
They talk about this.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a solid argument.
I just
Shout out to Robin Williams.
I felt.
R.I.P.
Hey, let me talk. I felt that your over dramatizing of the situation was you trying to make it sound more important than it actually was. Like you brought a lot of grandeur that Star Trek has to your debate, but
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're totally welcome. I guess the age of Picard is a question I have, right? Like I think we should stop.
If he's a Hobbit, he'd be like 180.
He definitely has the.
But the ring makes you young.
Is that true?
Is it?
Well, look at
It
fucking
continues
Bilbo.
long life, extended life.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, okay. So extended life, but then you look at what happened to Schmeagol or Gollum.
Yeah, but that was after he'd had it for 1,000 years.
Yeah, I always forget that it's.
Yeah.
There's such a big gap between that the Hobbit and.
Sorry about that, Martin. You're right. 500 years.
They're in the comments.
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
It's in the
It's in
comments. We'll
so I
see.
gotta look
They
after
are
the
coming
comments.
for Rob today.
Age of Picard. Deanna Troy. I think not too compassionate, but.
You think she'd like find an injured orc and try to nurse it back to health?
Yeah, I think she's. Yeah, that might. That.
She
I'm
never
just gonna
did
go
that
with
with
that.
any injured Ferengi. She was like, fuck these Ferengi.
I love that you're such a Trekkie. You know the different lineages. That's awesome. Yeah, that's my only thing is just the age of Picard. I think we're putting too much on those arthritic shoulders.
I thought it was Trekker.
I don't know what it is. I'm a fanboy. I'm Star Wars. whatever you and Jimmy figure out, and whatever they say in the comments, I guess. Oh shit, my mic fell. Okay, all right. Let me end this son of a bitch here and put it all to shame because I think I've done well with what I've picked. I picked, and I know Jimmy, you're waiting for some big dick to come out, and I had to if it was going to be involved in my debate, I would have had to force it, and it just didn't make sense. It felt too insincere. So I picked Paul Thomas Anderson's classic Boogie Nights, the story of porn
I already don't like how you said it.
in the valley.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights. So
Sounds spooky.
My 4 picks were Mark Wahlberg, Eddie Adams, Burt Reynolds as Jack Horner, John C. Reilly as Reed Rothschild, and Julianne Moore as Maggie or Amber Waves, and Dirk Diggler as their porn names, however we want to refer to them. But I'm looking them not as porn stars because I feel that that's the raw deal they get. They're just like, oh, these people are porn stars. They make porn. They fuck on screen. What the hell can they do for society? They're society's worst people.
That's just their day jobs, right?
Exactly. That's not who they are as people. That's just what they do. So,
God damn it.
so the reason. So I'll tell you who I put in order here. Obviously, Eddie Adams, Dirk Diggler as Frodo, Jack Horner as Mary, John C. Reilly, Reed Rothschild as Sam, and Julianne Moore as Pippin.
John C. Reilly's a good Sam.
And I did what Rob kind of did too, was that if I had put these people in, things would have kind of like roles might have been different in my so. Eddie's extreme persistence with his movie career is quote unquote. I feel that Eddie's desire to be a star is the persistence that would push him through. If you would convince Eddie that instead of going into LA and fucking everything that's walking, that his real sole choice in life was to take this ring, all you're doing is replacing the fucking with Mordor. That's it. The Mordor's now the vagina, and he's gonna definitely do a straight line to it.
Yeah, straight big ass fucking line.
Hang on, Martin. Hang on. Skilled in martial arts and other on fighting tactics. Okay, so he does have.
Oh my god.
So there is some stage fighting might come into play somewhere.
Jeepers.
Breakdance fighting.
And obviously, John C. Reilly as Reed Rothschild is Sam, right? His Frodo too is Sam. Everybody needs a wingman, obviously, right? And Reed is Dirk's. Sam too is Frodo, if you will. So when Dirk starts to run dry on enthusiasm, Reed is right there with stale bread to take one for the team should it have to happen. Like he definitely wants to see. Like there is a little bit of jealousy at first, and obviously that's in the movie, right? Because Sam is like, why is Frodo so important? I want to be, the big dick on screen. So is bravado as well would come in handy facing uncertain situations. I feel that if Frodo was a little too timid right? That that read like when they meet each other outside of that bar outside of Jack Horner's house that day, and he's like, "How much do you lift?" You know, like there's that fucking manliness that's in Reed that would balance out Frodo's timidness. He's also the life of the party.
Yeah, Samwise always asked Frodo how much he could lift. Totally.
Shut up.
Frodo, how much can you bench?
Hey, Aragorn, how much can you bench?
You're looking swole, bro.
Let me finish, and you have all the time in the world. Playing a bartender means those mean margaritas that he makes, his jolliness and brevity are what give hobbits the ability to make it through tough times, right? They like food, they like dinner, they like merriment, right?
Pre-lunch.
Pre-lunch, second dinner, right? Mid-morning snack. Reed would just fill those with margaritas. That'd be fine. Burt Reynolds, like I said, as Merry. But I gave Merry more of a role as Jack Horner. Like I allowed him to be more because he's a movie producer and making movies, no matter if they're skin flicks or actual full feature length movies, you got to wrangle a bunch of people. You got to keep people together. So even as Frodo and Sam are like focused,
people got to stay fluffed.
So as Sam and Frodo or Eddie and Reed are facing the impending doom of the mountain, and they start to kind of weary off track. They're like, maybe we should just go back to fucking. It's Jack Horner's job to keep the whole production of getting the ring to the mountain on track, and without spending too much bread, without eating too much food, without exerting too much energy. Jack's kind of keeping, because he's worked with porn stars before, so he knows he knows exactly when to push and when to lay off. Okay, and then Julianne Moore's Amber Waves, she's the mother to them all. Right? You need some love. You need some affection. Now, where that comes from is the worst place in the world because she's lost her child, right? She's been doing too much porn. So she's lost her previous life, her husband, her child. She can't talk to them. So she's turned all of these young men and Jack into her children to take care of them. So the motherly aspect would be there. If they're having a bad day, she's the one who's going to be like, come on guys, you can keep going. She's kind of the Arwen if we're really going to get into it. Our Lady of Rivendell, but in this case she's the lady who keeps Dirk on track as a pseudo mother. She creates a comfortable environment to all, like how she
I thought she was Pippin.
Oh, sorry, she is Pippin in this case. Sorry. And my last point to her before my 5 minutes are up, she creates a comfortable environment. Okay. She's basically like, and the example I pulled from this is that when Dirk is really nervous in his first sex scene,
and she lets him come in her.
Yeah, she's like his Sherpa up the mountain, so to speak, right? Making it very comfortable to be around. That even though life and the shit that they're facing is tough, she's gonna be like, guys, it's okay.
You can come in me.
You can come in me. And that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. So, Martin, we'll give it to you first because I just
where to begin?
I know. There's so many things. Okay, I'll start by saying this. The karate argument is definitely not valid because I know you go to Instagram, but like there's this hashtag called McDojo Karate. I feel like that's what he's learned. And if he goes up against a real life boy and uses that karate, like he's gonna drop faster than pants drop on a board set. Like that's not gonna happen.
It's kind of like Step Brothers where they go to the garage and do karate.
Yeah. Doing karate in the garage. That's the type of karate Mark Wahlberg does. Exactly. That's a good point, Rob. Also, too, like I think we're all going to do arguments, but I want to say this. Like, I know, like, they're still them. They're still their characters when they get transported to Middle Earth. And I know Middle Earth probably doesn't have a porn industry, but I think after these guys get there, it'll have a vibrant like,
Jesus
they're not going to do
Christ.
the ring. They're just going to fucking do each other, and they're going to create a porn industry in Middle Earth.
There's going to be an overpopulace of hobbits.
Martin, can I ask you that every town they go through, they just fuck everything and leave? Is that what you're getting at?
They're not going to go do the ring. They're just going to start a lucrative porn industry in Hobbiton. And then it's going to expand out to, to Rohan. It's going to go to Gondor. It's going to get everywhere. It's going to go everywhere.
All right.
Gondor will be called gonorrhea when we're done.
Nice.
Nice.
Disgusting.
Oh my God, they bring the gonorrhea with them. They bring their STDs to Middle-earth.
I'm going to let Jimmy go next only because I feel I've made him look a lot better than he thought he was at the beginning of this.
Well, I'll just
No, Jimmy still looks terrible.
dramatic things I've ever heard. In your rambling, incoherent response, were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought? Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to me. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right.
Billy Mattis is the best.
Enough said?
Yeah, I think that pretty much expresses how I feel.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Penguin. I see what's going on here.
Shampoo is better.
I go on first.
I will totally take that, but is there anything you actually want to say? Do you want to converse on this with me, sir? Does this make you feel comfortable?
Give me your time.
Lend me your ears.
Do it. Go.
Hobbits don't fuck.
They seem very asexual.
They don't. They just don't fuck. So
when they take their pants off, is it just like it's like a big like just skin?
no, they have everything. They just don't.
They just don't.
They just don't.
Because
They're
So-
too pure.
I'm sorry, Mike. They just don't fuck.
You can't look past the fucking. You can't treat these people as humans, can you? You just treat them as porn stars.
They're disgusting humans.
They have feelings, guys. Maybe the only feeling left is in their asshole, but they have feelings.
I agree with Martin. I think they aren't going to do the ring. They're just gonna do.
Have you
each
seen the amount of prolapsing that's out there?
I know the industry's run rampant.
other. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm bothered, but I'm
I hope you
good.
put a point for Jimmy for that clip.
All right.
That quote was great. That was awesome.
Rob,
I'm gonna fucking eviscerate you right now. So I've only got 1 point, and I mean I'm not gonna cherry pick the fact that they're porn stars and they're fucking coke addicts and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. Like where are they gonna find coke in Middle Earth? Gonna have some trouble.
they're people, Rob. Just
Yeah,
remember.
but they're gonna. But you said they're transported there, so everything good and bad they bring with them, right?
Yes,
So
yes, this is true.
now my basic argument is against Dirk Diggler being able to handle the ring, and you said that you're basically channeling that oh that's your quest, you'll make it, and he's so dedicated to this. The guy becomes a fucking junkie drug addict, right? So
As fast as he became a porn star.
if cocaine can sway his life so negatively so quickly in that movie, there's like a spiral downhill in as little as probably like 2 to 3 years. The ring is he's gonna be fucking evil as fucking like 60 seconds with that thing.
I agree.
Okay, so we're saying addictive personalities unilaterally cause problems, whether it's cocaine or
The ring makes you feel good, man.
and the ring
Is like cocaine, man. I think that was what Tolkien was trying to get at, man. It was like this allure.
As he's doing lines off of his own book. It's like, yeah,
or Dirk
well, better
Diggler.
off his own book than being flexible to do it off his own dick.
like Dirk.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna guess that was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the allure of the evil and how strong it is maybe Tolkien had an experience during the First World War with morphine or something like that, or had a friend with morphine. Maybe there's something there, but who knows?
I think it's time to summarize and vote this motherfucker out of our lives. What do you say, gentlemen?
Okay. Rob won this week in points, but with 3.5. Mike and Martin with 0, and Jimmy with 3.
Jesus Christ! I thought I'd get something out of Dirk's big dick. All right, Marty, as always, you're going to text your answer in. So let's all put down who we think came up with the, and I quote, air quote this, smartest debate. Just to reiterate here, we've got the children from Goonies. We've got the sex comedy classic group from Road Trip. Star Trek: The Next Generation cast from any movie that you can think of, and me ending with me ending with the big dicks from Boogie Nights. I'm going to. There we go. Okay, I'm good.
Oh, there's an eraser on this thing. I
There
don't use
is an
my
eraser.
finger.
I spared no expense.
Oh wow, these are high end.
Just call me John Hammond.
You must have bought these at You didn't buy. You must have bought these at Dollar Tree, not Dollarama.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right about that. Yeah. Moving on up.
Dollar Tree is the Lexus of dollar stores.
Please sponsor us.
All right. Martin, you ready over there to text in?
Yep, I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
gonna text it to you on what that the chat app.
Chat up. Perfect.
What's that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Chat
got
app.
it. No, you know what?
Do it on Telegram. No, on Signal. No, on Messenger. No,
all
Email me.
Snapchat.
Show me your pigeon.
Do it on Instagram.
On the count of three, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. We've got Rob. We've got Martin. We've got Martin. And we've got Martin.
I didn't write Martin. Please say what I wrote.
Hey, you guys. So it depends on who Martin
Hang
votes
on
for.
here. This is fun. So we got Martin, Rob, and Rob.
We got a tie.
We got a fucking tie.
What's our tiebreaker?
We used
Is
to
it
call
the-
Shauna, but she's in the
Right,
other
I
room.
said TNG minus Lieutenant Commander Data. That was my vote.
We have a tie, and we don't know how to settle it.
Oh wait, Martin, are you fucking with us, Martin? Who did you voted Commander Data? You voted for Rob.
TNG minus Lieutenant Commander Data. I still voted Rob.
Okay.
I just said that's my actual words were TNG minus
We
Data.
literally have a two-way tie then.
I just feel bad. I tied with Mike.
Shauna, do you want to come in here and help break it?
I gotta reevaluate my debate strategies.
Jimmy, you definitely weren't last place.
All right.
Jimmy, you win 0.
Hang on, guys, hang on.
0.000% of the time.
Hang on,
All right.
Shauna just showed up, and I think this will be a fun tiebreaker because it really doesn't fucking matter who won this one. But
I
okay.
think it matters who was last place. That's what it means.
Yeah, who's the shittiest here?
Okay, so you're gonna have to speak into Rob's mic there, baby. Okay, you got to pick between Star Trek: The Next Generation doing what the Hobbits did in the entire series, or Martin's pick of the Goonies doing exactly what the Hobbits did in the entire series of the movies. Who do you think could drop the ring off in the volcano between Data, Jean-Luc Picard, Deanna Troi, and Worf, or the cast of the Goonies?
Kids from the Goonies.
I pick Arrested Development.
Excellent choice. Arrested Development makes perfect sense.
And they win.
None of you guys win. We'll mark this down as a tie. I guess we're gonna have to do the split. When I'm
No,
calculating
I think
everything.
we mark it down as Arrested Development win.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's clever. I think it's hilarious. But we mark down. Let's get Shauna back in here and ask her which one she thinks is worse, whether it's the cast of Boogie Nights or the cast of Road Trip.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
Okay, all right, Shauna, what's your opinion between me picking Boogie Nights with coke-addled porn stars, or Jimmy picking the cast of Road Trip, which is a bunch of like horny college guys trying to drive across the country to stop a sex video from being seen?
Boogie Nights is worse.
Hey!
Yay!
It makes more sense.
Thank you.
You're not allowed. Go away. Go
what,
away.
What are the hobbits if not on one big road trip?
In a short bus.
Milk the
Cool.
prostate
Cool. So
That
I win
was-
this week.
Yeah.
for being the second place loser.
Next to last. Thank
Man,
you.
Jimmy. It's nice to have some company in the bottom seed.
Yeah. I'm not going to be in the basement long. I'll be back. You'll see.
I can only be on this pedestal for so long.
One little wrap up question here for the end credits. Would you want to be a Hobbit if you could be a Hobbit, Jimmy?
Probably not.
No, you wouldn't like the
I
life.
do like the idea of living for a long time, but
Yeah, Rob, would you want to be a Hobbit? Live in Hobbitville?
No, because I don't even like it that I've got a little bit of hair on the top of one of my toes.
it feels weird,
It's
right?
weird.
I got some pretty hairy Hobbit feet actually, so I think I'd play well. Martin, would you want to be a Hobbit?
I think the only thing I like about being a Hobbit is second breakfast. Like, that's the best thing about being a Hobbit. If we get to do that, I'm in.
That's a good answer.
That's the best answer. That's the best answer.
That's the only right answer.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you for another week of your time and another week of serious conversation about cinematic excellence. This has been a blast as always. Martin, you got any comedy coming up in the next couple of weeks you want to let people know about?
Martin's always booked.
I don't know. I have 2 shows tonight, though.
Okay.
One tonight, one tomorrow.
So it
sorry.
doesn't matter because
Yeah, it
this
doesn't
will be
matter.
out in time. Jimmy, what about you?
Nothing that will be out on by then.
Okay.
I guess. No, I'm doing rumors on the 6th. So if you happen to have come to that, thank you.
We are back at the Park Theater for the 12th or the 10th?
You should know.
I should know. I should know. What is that day? Either way, the weekend of the 12th, we're back at the Park Theater on that Monday.
Is that one Texas Chainsaw?
That's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So if you want to come down, we'll be the masked guys in the corner talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre's cults.
I love movies with lots of axe killing.
It's gonna be. I'm very excited. How was Transformers? Did you guys have fun?
We did have a blast.
I knew you
would.
would.
We did a color commentary in the background that we realized we should try to figure out how to do one of those for an actual movie.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So
Boogie Nights?
Yeah, they cult movie night, boogie nights.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, if you guys are first ever listen to the show, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Real Debaters, REEL for the spelling. You can search us on Facebook as well under the same title. Our website, thereeldebaters.podbean.com. That is where you can buy our merch. The skateboard machine is still on, correct, Jimmy?
We left the skateboard machine. Making machine on.
We leave it on every fucking week. I don't think we've turned it off since we've turned it on.
God, buy our skateboard.
Still, anybody, just buy a skateboard. We want to say we're the podcast that sold a skateboard, really. Just one skateboard would be fine by me.
No, we want to be the non-skateboard themed podcast that sells skateboards.
Yes, that's exactly it. So if you're in the market for a skateboard you'll never use, realdebaters.podbean.com. Click on the prop shop. You'll find 2 online stores there. That's it. That's all. I got nothing else. I've been Michael Petro.
I'm Rob Strachan.
Michael Petro.
And in Vancouver.
I've been also Jimmy Skinner.
All right.
We're gone.